1970s and again in 1092. It remains mostly original except for the wooden conical roof, which is a modern restoration. It is a more sophisticated instrument than earlier Pharaonic and Roman examples, such as the one on Elephantine Island at Aswan. The Cairo model consists of a large pit that extends below the level of the Nile. The stilling well is connected to the Nile by 3 tunnels on the structure's eastern side. These tunnels are now blocked off from the Nile River so that the whole system now is no longer functional. There are 45 steps leading down to the bottom of the stilling well. The height of each step is 24 centimeters. The steps allowed for a quick reading of the Nile River's water level. The center of the large well is a marble octagonal column, was a Corinthian capital. The top of the column is held in place by a wooden beam spanning the nilometer. To measure the water level, the column is graded and divided into 19 cubits, and thus can measure water levels up to about 9.5 meters. The floods measured by this system were important to both the rulers of Egypt, the Caliph, and the general population. During the summer months, this system was used to regulate the distribution of water as well as to compute the levy of taxes paid as tribute by Egypt to the Arab Caliph. An ideal flood filled the nilometer to the 16 cubit mark. Less could mean drought or famine, and more could mean a catastrophic flood. Because of its importance in determining the area's prosperity, the Cairo nilometer was an important trigger for the medieval celebration of Fath al-Khalij, or the festival of the opening of the canal. The Khalij Canal originated opposite Rhoda Island and was blocked with an earth dam. It would be opened when the water level in the Nile River reached 16 cubits. At this level, the summer flood from the river was used to fill the canal. During the celebrations, decorated boats would crowd the river. Those who witnessed it referred to it as Cairo's most spectacular festival. Talking about the importance of the whole system, the nilometer, it provides an important long-term record of the water levels in the Nile River. In 1936, hydrologists speculated, in spite of all the changing, uncertain, and erroneous factors that must be considered in connection with records of stages of the Nile River, it is believed that they disclose some important information, and there is a fair prospect that they will yield more data with further study. This statement turned out to be very prophetic. Data collected from the Nile River have spurred the development of a whole field of mathematics, along with a field of statistics concerned with the behavior of long memory time series. Gathered by Towson in 1925, there exists a remarkable hydrological time series of minimum and maximum water levels for the Nile River, starting in 622 AD and ending in 1922 AD. As we mentioned before, it is more sophisticated than that one in Elephantine Island, as it consists of a pit that extends well below the level of the Nile, that in turn connects with the Nile through tunnels dug on 3 levels on its eastern side. These tunnels are now blocked off from the Nile so that the Nilometer no longer functions, and the pit, which is lined with stone, is circular at the bottom and rectangular at the top. Also, it is accessed by a staircase on the interior walls. Its walls have 4 recesses with pointed arches and small, relatively thin columns to either side, adorned with 2 types of zigzag framing decorations carved on its stone voussoirs.